All right, guys, in this training, we're going to walk you through step by step how we're using LinkedIn to cold outreach, build our database of contacts, book appointments, and then take them into a Zoom meeting and do a 1 or 2 call close where we can actually earn their business so we can do their marketing for them. So you have me, Rahul Aleem, and we have Jeremy Honeyman, and we're going to be
Right.
your teachers, your coaches through this little process. And this thing is pretty fantastic. Like we adopted this in the last 30 to 45 days. So this is right now, right here, what works. We've known about LinkedIn lead generation for a very long time. So we just implemented it as part of our marketing arsenal. And we couldn't be happier with the results we've been getting, especially with the messaging system, the amount of leads we're getting consistently, and also the way people are actually ready to actually be pitched. Like we thought like, oh man, these guys are going to be like, we're going to do introductions and build a friend and network. But no, these people are literally ready to say like, hey, what do you got? Let's go over it. Because they're hungry to get more customers, because these are people who are so used to doing things like through networking, sphere of influence, spending a lot of time going to dinners and all kinds of stuff to muster up business. And now people are realizing that, hey, I can get 10 or 20 leads every week, every month, every quarter, whatever it may be, depending on their budgets. Just sitting back, relaxing, and running ads on the internet. So that's why this training is absolutely awesome, because your target market is now more aware that they can actually do things the easy way versus the hard way. So I'm going to jump into this right now, and I'm going to share my screen, and let me go. I'm going to show you a guideline, our table of contents, and then we're going to show you our LinkedIn profile and show you that this stuff is real. So this is selling on LinkedIn with cold outreach, following the step-by-step process. I have a few resources that anybody who wants, just comment linked leads, hashtag linked leads, here, I'll type it in here. Let me go into the doc, comment, hashtag linked leads, and I'll give you a resource with screenshots and whatnot. So we're going to go through this doc. Here is the goals. Goal number one, we have to reach people, we got to build a database. So that means we got to make some friends. My suggestion is pick one niche, because then it's going to be a lot easier to stay consistent on your messages so you can have templates. You're going to set up your reach out intro message once somebody accepts your contact request. You're going to set up your follow-up template sequences. And then the goal and the outcome you want is get on a phone call, get them off LinkedIn and get them into your calendar. So you're going to want to book a call. And when somebody agrees, pin an exact time down that you will call them, and you'll actually put it in their calendar. You'll know they accepted it. And then you'll have your 15-minute and 5-minute reminder on. So don't forget that part. Sometimes people leave the reminder to none. And guess what? Your client's not going to get a reminder. And when you call them, they're not going to answer the phone. You're going to hit redial. Then they're going to be more annoyed. So make sure you have that reminder on. That's a rookie mistake I always see happening. And it's easy to make. So just make sure you're aware of that. And when you call, literally count down the seconds. Don't call 1 minute early or 1 minute late. If it's at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, make sure like at 9:29, you're literally just waiting for it to flip. And then like if you have seconds, I mean, I would call like 3 seconds early. So by the time it rings, it's literally on the spot. And I can't tell you how many people are more appreciative of being exactly on time versus early versus late. Because if you're late, guess what? You're going to say, sorry, I'm 3 minutes late. My last call went over, even though it probably didn't. So make sure you're absolutely on time. I mean, I get people when I do my second call, they're just laughing. They're like, oh my God. I'm like, what? They're like, you're literally the most prompt person we've ever talked to. And that sets the tone of closing. And then everybody that you talk to that does not say no, I need to think about it. I got a partner. I got blah, blah, blah. Every objection in the world, who cares? Send them a contract, send them an email with your invoice, and call them to follow up after. And then last but not least of this whole entire process, you want to outsource as much as you can to your team so you can focus on growing the business and your team can help you get to that level. So Jeremy's on this call because he runs this process for us. And it's been fantastic. And then my role is to jump on the sales call and the demo call and then send the contracts. Now, the two things I'm going to outsource after this is the qualifying call will no longer be me. And then sending the contract and the invoice will no longer be me. So all I have to do is get on the demo and the closing call once I put together those SOPs. So let's get into it. All right. So find your niche. Like we're doing right now, what we're focusing on is real estate and lenders, because we already have campaigns set up that we already know will work really, really well for Google ads and Facebook ads. So we can drive a lot of traffic really, really fast. So we already have proven campaigns that work. So when we go into our calls and our demos, we're even more confident, and we have guarantees and risk reversals so the clients are more in tune to close. But anyways, we're going to go through our template messages on our connection requests, our second message, the manual meetings, the 2-week message, and the 4-week message. So here it goes. Like, Jeremy, do you want to kind of take through the connection requests?
Yeah, sure. So the connection request is probably your most important message. This is our template. We used it. We've had success with it. The biggest thing you want with your connection request is to be personal and to make it not sound like a bot. And once you've connected to them and they've connected with you, you can kind of, these other messages can kind of be whatever you want. But the first one is really the most important.
Yeah, really quick to touch on that. Like, I'm glad you brought this up. Make it personal just because like you're talking to a human being. Just because this is LinkedIn doesn't make them not human. It's just like in a real life scenario. You don't go walk up to somebody and saying, hey, my name's Rahul. I do marketing. I can grow your business. Let's do business right now here today. Like, you got to treat it like it's a real business. Like, I mean, a real networking opportunity. So you got to be cool. You got to be likable and whatnot. So continue on.
Right. So the first message after you send the connection request and they've connected with you, it's just a simple trying to get them onto a phone call as fast as possible. And then it's either way, have a great week. No pressure for them. Just try and get onto that call. And more people than you think will reply to that, either with their phone number or with something that'll help you continue the conversation. So message 2 and message 3 are different than the first two because you send message 1 immediately after you get the connection. Message 2 is 2 weeks later. So this is for people who just don't reply at all. And once again, you're providing them value. You bring them a link to your blog or website or whatever you're doing. And from there, they'll reply and you'll see what's going on. The third message is sort of the same thing. It's just an extra week if they're still not replying. You just ask them onto a call again, no pressure at all. And it's really sort of your last shot. If they're not replying to this, they're never going to reply. So throughout these messages, people will be saying no to you and yes to you. And you have to remember to exclude them from your list. So we can go into that, and we have a more detailed document that goes into that. But basically, as soon as anyone replies to any one of these messages, you just take over the process yourself. So say they reply to your message 1, then it's just you contacting them. That you forget about the other messages and you just make it personal that way.
Perfect. So we have another resource available on our blog, customcreatives.com/blog, and look for this LinkedIn logo. Click on read more, and I'll kind of give you a tour of this. While this is loading, after I go through this little tour, I'm going to show you also what I do for the sales call, so you guys are prepared. Once you actually have the lead, then what to do, just because that's the hardest part. Everybody, I mean, getting really excited that you get a call is one thing. That's awesome and awesome. But you want to really actually close the deal so you can have like the thrill of a client, not just the excitement of an opportunity. So, but first things first, it's always a good thing when people want to talk to you. So here's the tools. Like, we use Linked Helper to collect people in the niche. We automate this. So Jeremy, like, you spend like, how much time a day do you spend on our LinkedIn lead generation?
The automations are running for an hour plus, but my time personally is probably 20 minutes to half an hour.
Okay, 20 minutes to half an hour. So that's not very bad of a time to be able to generate like 10 leads a week that can be booked on your calendar. So when you use the benchmark of 10 leads, You have to put in all the connection requests. You have to follow up. You have to have this process in place. And it's okay if you get less than 10. The whole outcome that you're looking for is deals done, closed, booked appointments. And then if you're spending 30 minutes a day, excuse me, 20 to 30 minutes a day, and we're doing it like 4 days a week. So, I mean, that's 80 minutes. I mean, that's not very bad ROI as compared to other marketing initiatives, especially when you can put this on autopilot. And like I said, when I say outsource or delegate as much as possible, Jeremy's doing it all. And then we've built this whole entire step-by-step process. Now we're going to move this to a virtual assistant, which oversees. Had we started with the VA, our process would have been all fucked up. It would have never been this dialed in, this smooth. It's just easier with our style of communication to work locally. And then now we're going to move it. So now we have a step-by-step. We have the exact benchmarks. We have the exact time it needs to be done. And now we have the payroll that we can apply to somebody else. So we've learned how to measure success. And now we're going to hold our VAs accountable for that same level of success that we expect. Anyways, this blog, Find the Niche, I kind of went through this. We're using Linked Helper. It gives you directions on how to use this. We create the personal messages. We're sending it to our connection requests. I'm going to go through this fairly quickly because you can read this on your own. I don't want to read it to you. And then converting new clients to leads. This is key because this part is super duper key. And we didn't start doing this until a couple weeks into our lead generation process, or maybe a weekend. But we want to book the call. We don't want to have some kind of vague, like, can you do it? Call me tomorrow anytime. Like, that's not an appointment. We need to know that they're available at 12 p.m. and the time zone. So if it's 12 p.m., Pacific or Vancouver time or California time, identify the exact time so everybody could show up. And then put it on their calendar via an Outlook or Google Calendar request or whatever calendar system. And like I said, the 5 and 15 minute alert is key, so it shows up on their phone, on their computer, etc. And then if you have a template email message that you want to send out directly to them, now that you have their cell phone and their email address, then you could actually send them that ahead of time. So you have that social proof of like, here are the results, here's an intro. So you can get all that nonsense out of the way. I mean, I guess it's not nonsense, all that good stuff out of the way, because it's important that they know, like, and trust you, that you can actually help them close deals or get them lead. Now you can go through the rest of this. Let me see what else. So here's some screenshots, second message content. How long does it take? Jeremy already went over it. So here's some exact proof right here. And we're going to flip it over to another screenshot with Jeremy. But here's some exact proof of people who give us all their contact information right on the phone and want to be pitched. Here's another example. And I couldn't believe how awesome this is. These leads are actually warmer in some respect than the leads that we buy via Facebook funnels and ads that we run. So, I mean, the cost per lead here is much less than it is for our Facebook ad campaigns. Sometimes we're getting cost per calls at $50. Some calls are cost per call is $100. This can actually drive our whole entire marketing channel average cost per lead down. And a cost per lead is different than a cost per call. A cost per lead could be like $2 to $10 or whatever it may be based on your niche. A cost per call is people who are actually on your calendar, ready to be pitched behind a computer, doing a video Zoom. Now, the last bit, like I mentioned, I blurred through or busted through fast right here, is at the top of the table of contents. This is one of the most important parts. I'm going to bold it. Everyone that does not say no, get them a contract. That is key, because you can actually get these things signed 2, 3, 4, 5 months later. I do that on anybody who doesn't say no. Like the way I do it, is like, let's say the conversation went like, you know what, I'm interested. This sounds amazing. I'm not committed to you. Whatever that objection is, saying, can we do a follow-up, or I'll get back to you, whatever it may be. Saying, you know what, I'm going to follow up with you in a week. In the meantime, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you an email that's going to show you exact results for people or people that are in your same situation. And it'll give you some confidence that this is an opportunity for your business to really, really scale, leveraging the power of social media, leveraging the power of Google, and excluding the power of direct mail. Because last time I checked, nobody goes to their mailbox to find a business. So I want to put you right where the eyeballs roll and right where the eyeballs are actively buying stuff right now while this wave is hot. Because you can literally put an ad in front of the people you choose to. It's precision, like an assassin on top of a rooftop. They're just precise shooters. And same thing here with our advertising. And people will kind of collect or kind of recognize that with analogies and stories. So it's important to have something in your back pocket to kind of get their brain thinking to and disrupt what other people say, like all the other salespeople that say the same robotic nonsense. And then let them know, I'm going to send you a contract. I'm going to send you some more information on the program. I'll send you the invoice so you have it. So when you do decide you want to pull that trigger, everything is ready to go. We'll hit the ground running and start generating new leads. The minute we have your campaign going, you're going to see new people reaching out to you saying, hey, I raised my hand. I want to talk to you about your service. And whether it's buying a home, selling a home, buying life insurance from you, you're an accountant, you're a dentist, you're a lawyer, it doesn't matter what niche you're serving. This can work for everybody. And you just have to give the user or the potential client prospect that confidence. So anything else you want to add on this, Jeremy?
No, I think we should just go to the example.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then let's go over this one more example of actually what our LinkedIn looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So right here, I pull up here. So this is the ad. Very successful.
I don't think you're sharing yet. Try sharing your screen really quick.
Oh, yeah. Let me see this.
So when we're running these, these LinkedIn ads, we're using a few profiles, and they're real people, so these aren't fake people at all. So it's actually our peeps. And one person's in Vancouver, Canada, so we're running campaigns or reach outs in Vancouver, and this is what we'll show you. So this is our Vancouver person. So we're just kind of at the bottom of the message where it shows you where we actually had we used our exact templates that you already saw that are on our blog. So it's really a casual, polite introductory message. And then we just got on a call with this gentleman and he's a client of ours. So, I mean, that's how quick things happened. It wasn't like this is a long, drawn out, boring, bad process. You just have to be prepared for the opportunity. So when people say, yes, I want to talk, that's where your magic and your thrill of excitement should be, because now you're about to play the real game, the ball game. You're stepping up on the court like LeBron James. So now you get an opportunity to pitch, present, and then earn business. And that's the goal of running your agency, is to help other people reach their goals. You'll reach yours. So when he gets leads, makes more money, we've already set the stage that tell me when you close a deal, tell me your pipeline process, values. And then as you see promise, let me know. And I want to also increase your budget so we can get more of that. And we ride waves while they're hot. We don't let waves die, because when something works, we don't say, awesome, it's working. How can we stop investing in this? Because business owners are crazy sometimes, or don't think logically all the time, because they don't do this. I hear it all the time, like, oh, this is working great. How can we stop investing and save money? It's kind of counterintuitive. It works great. Let's stop investing money. It's like, no, like, you know, if your house is appreciating, you don't say, let's stop like getting it to appreciate. Keep doing whatever you're doing. Add more value to your house, improve it, like improve the kitchen, etc. So same thing here. When something works, you got to let your clients know that it's a prime way to invest more, outspend your competition, get more leads, ride this train while it's hot. And it's going to not work at some point, because you're going to get ad fatigue. And that's where you start optimizing, changing offers and whatnot. So that's one key. And then here, can you stop sharing your screen really quick? And I'm going to share my screen one more time.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go back here. So when you're on your demo call, so call number one, you're going to get to know them. It's all about them, not about you. You're not going to really talk about yourself too much. You're going to like go into the pitch as if it's a pitch. You're not going to start saying, "Hey, nice to meet you. What do you do? Blah, blah, blah." You already know what they do because you have your niche. So you're going to say, "Hey, it's so thank you so much. It was great to meet you on LinkedIn. On this call, here's how I like to structure them. I like to get to know a little bit about your business, what you're doing now to get new clients, and then I'll go into how we help lenders or realtors or whatever that niche is, just like you, generate more leads, leveraging the power of online marketing. Does that sound good?" And then they're gonna be like, "Yeah, that sounds great." So you've just controlled the whole entire process. We're not gonna go into like this vague system or vague questionnaire. It's going to be very precise. And then you're just going to start your normal questions. Like, how long have you been doing this? Oh, amazing. That's so cool. What areas do you serve? Oh, cool. How are you getting leads right now? You're going to hear referrals, sphere of influence. Oh, I tried Facebook ads. They didn't work. Blah, blah, blah. You're going to hear it all. So just make sure you're writing notes down. You don't need a computer for this call at this stage. You just need complete focus and no, multitasking, because this is your ball game. You got to be super duper focused on the customer, potential client that you're about to get, and then you just kind of understand where they are right now and why they're still there, why they don't want to change or why they should change or what their goal is. And then you want to know the future, like where do you see your business in the next 12 months? How do you think you're going to get there? Do you believe that internet marketing and getting in front of the largest audience can help you get there if you had more exposure? And you kind of just lead them into how this can all work. And then if you feel that they're a good fit, then you make them an offer saying like, you know what, this seems like it'll be a really good fit for us. How do you feel about our conversation so far? And then move them into a demo saying like, I'd like to do a screen share with you so I can take you through our step-by-step process. Is there anybody on your team that also needs to be here, or are you the only person that makes the decisions? So you want to make sure that you are talking to a decision maker. There's three qualifying things you want to really focus on this call through your Q&A, and you can't always blatantly ask them, but it's time frame. Like, when are you looking to make this change? When are you looking to get more leads? People say, "Oh my God, ASAP, right away, yesterday." Oh, if the program works, of course I'll do it. So you want to that question. Like, if somebody asks me, "When do you want to get more leads?" I'm like, I want more leads today, right now. I want my phone ringing. I want my email blown up. No, everybody wants more leads. The second thing is, that was the time frame one. The second thing is budget. You want to qualify them through budget, and you're asking those things through like lead generation. Like, how do you get your leads now? What do you spend your money on? I mean, you have to get through the fact that they do have a budget. And then the third thing is decision makers that I look for, like who needs to be a part of this call so we can go through and I can address each and everybody's questions. Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, I make all the decisions. My partner doesn't need to be a part of it." Make sure that you qualify that, because that's not always true. Because at the end of your pitch, when you hear that, they're going to actually say, "I have a partner. Like, I have to run it by my partner." So just say like, "Hey, like if this is it," like, so the way to qualify that one is if you're saying, "Oh, if we don't need to include your partner, are you allowed to make a financial decision to invest all by yourself? So when we're done with the demo, you can pull the trigger." And then you'll hear the real objection. The real answer to that objection. So you'll want to get all partners on deck. You don't want to send them a link to a Zoom call because they're not going to listen to it. You just got to make that assumption. So you try your best to get everybody. And if all things fail and they say, "No, I insist, let's just do it," then go ahead and do it. Especially if you're like still learning sales or practicing or need more clients desperately, then just practice your pitch. That would be important to do. So that is all I think we're going to cover on. Oh no, I was going to show one more thing. So when you do your demo, so call 1, qualify, call 2, demo. Okay, let's go to demo. So I have this all bookmarked. So I just, like you saw, I just have to click links. And then right here, I just literally share my screen, go through this, and then I'm just literally flipping through this. And it just goes through my step-by-step process. And I have this for multiple industries. And then the main thing is what's included right here. Want to see how this can work in your business? I mean, the answer is yes to this question every single time, because they didn't just jump on this to not learn what this costs. And if they're if you've done this process right, then you're going to get people that will say like, well, how do we get started? And that's the magic question. And then your reaction should be extremely easy. I'll get your billing information. We'll select your campaign. We'll set up an onboarding call. I'm going to book you in our system right now while I'm on the call with you. And let me start off with your billing information. And then you'll ask them, what's your billing address where you get your credit card statements? They say, great, what's the credit card number? And then get all that information. And then you actually have a deal because you have commitment. And then you're going to get them to sign an electronic document with your contract. So you're protected, they're protected. It's clear what both parties are responsible to do. Your party is responsible to generate leads. Their party is responsible to call those leads and close them, plus whatever legal language you have and contract terms and pricing. So that's it. That went a little past LinkedIn. That went through like not only generating the lead, but actually converting the lead. So it'll even add more value for whoever's going to be watching this. And if you do want access to some of our more intimate information, comment on this. You got to participate. Otherwise, we're not going to give it to you. So you have to type in #linked_leads. And that's #linked_leads, like it says right here. I'll highlight this. And we'll get you some info, help you guys get your business where you want it to go. And if you need additional help, we do have agency coaching available too. So you can always message that in the comments and someone will get back to you. So from Jeremy and I, have a great day. Hope this was valuable to you, and start crushing it. Don't sleep on this. It's going to get crowded. People are going to make this so saturated. So jump in early, learn this. It shouldn't take you more than a couple days, and then just delegate. So, I mean, carve out Saturday and a Sunday or three nights after your 9-to-5 job, whatever it is. And then just focus on this without television, turn off your cell phone and just learn this shit. And then you'll see that it can turn into real money, and you can have whatever, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 recurring every single month or whatever your goal is by spending what Jeremy mentioned, 20 to 30 minutes per day, plus the time it takes you to do the 2-step close that I explained. But then ultimately that's what you're in business for, is getting more leads, closing more people, helping more people reach their goals to reach your own goals too. All right. So cheers guys. Comment if you need any help from us. We're not going anywhere.